going to be my updated eyebrow routine. This is pretty much how I fill in my eyebrows on the regular, but a couple of the products are a little bit different because I had a hair oops. I bought a different box of hair dye that claimed to be this very vibrant, cool toned purple on the front. That was a lie. It came out very red. It is still purple in person. It's picking up very red on camera, but it's purple. And it's not that I don't like this and am not willing to live with my hair like this. It's just I wanted a cool tone purple, not a warm tone purple. And that's what I have. So my brows are very naturally cool toned. They're more of an ash brown kind of color. No red in them whatsoever. So I have kind of had to change up the products that I am using a little bit to suit this more warm toned hair color that I have now. Really quickly, I want to run through the products that I use to fill in my brows in case you miss it in the video later. And I'm still using the two Anastasia products that I have been using for a really long time. So the Brow Wiz in medium brown, and then the Dip Brow, but just in auburn instead of medium brown, because this is really what adds that nice warm kick to my brows and really warms everything up. But I do also throw in my Makeup Forever brow pencil in the shade number 2, which is just kind of a taupey shade. It looks a lot more cool toned than it actually is, because on me it pulls very red, very warm toned. So that's really helpful. And I have just been using this e.l.f. clear brow set stuff. It works okay. I mean, I'm just trying to use things up and get rid of things. So you could use whatever brow gel stuff you use. I definitely prefer the Benefit Gimme Brow to the e.l.f. one, to be honest. So that's what I used, and now on to me filling in my eyebrows. The first step I take in filling in my eyebrows is using my Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown. And since my hair has a lot more red in it accidentally, I don't use this to fill in my brows completely anymore. I just kind of use it to define the outer edge in the beginning. So what I'll do is I'll kind of just brush everything up and into place. And then just kind of look up into my mirror and just very lightly go along the bottom edge of my brow in very short kind of flicking motions to kind of mimic actual hairs. And I'll do this all the way out to the very edge. But then my hair, when I get to about here, kind of starts growing downward rather than upward. So I will just start flicking in a downward motion when I get to the outer edge of my eyebrow. So I'll go kind of up at an angle here and then start flicking downward once I get towards the tail end of my brow. Then I'll just kind of take and gently brush everything through to make it a little bit more even and displace all the product a little bit so it's a little bit more natural looking. And I'll just brush everything into place again and go just over the top of my brow, and I'm going always in the direction that my hair grows. Doing it that way is going to make everything look a lot more natural, and that's why I do very short kind of flicking motions to make sure that I'm like drawing in hairs rather than drawing a very harsh line. I have very full brows naturally, so I don't really need to fill them in too much. Like, on very minimal makeup kinds of days, this is probably all I will really do to my eyebrows. So I need to do my hair, but looking at it, you can see that it is much more warm toned and much more red. I used a different type of hair dye that I thought was very similar to the color that I normally use, but it was much more of a warm toned purple than a cool toned purple, and it was irritating to say the least. So now I like to add some warmth through my brows, so I switched to my Makeup Forever eyebrow pencil in number 2, which is like a taupey shade, but it comes off very warm toned on my skin. I don't think they even make these anymore. Probably not. I've had this for a really long time. I did actually look for these when I was in Sephora not that long ago, and Sephora no longer carries them. So I do fill in my entire brow with this pencil. And I do go over where I have used the Anastasia one just to make sure that the whole brow has some uniformity. Is that a word? Uniformity? And is all warm toned all over and not just kind of like cool toned and really warm in the middle. And I do also go through and brush the product through the brow with a spoolie so there's no buildup of product in one area. And as you can see, I'm being a lot less precise with this brow pencil because I'm filling in the brow. I'm not really defining the brow with this pencil. Then I do use a third colored brow product to get the desired warmth and color that I want for my brows, and I do realize that my brow routine is very high maintenance. I get it. And I have started using the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Auburn, which is very, very warm toned to the one I have been using, which is medium brown. Here they are side by side, medium brown and auburn. This is much more warm toned, and it actually does the trick very well. I could probably use this on its own, but for some reason I don't, and I'm just super high maintenance about my eyebrows. I just use a Sephora angled brush that has a spoolie on the end. I have had this forever. I got it a really long time ago, and it was marked down and being discontinued, so... But Anastasia does sell some really great brow brushes. They're kind of expensive, but they're really awesome. So I just take some of the product on the brush, and I really load up the brush quite a bit. And then I will take any kind of excess that's just kind of floating on the edges, sitting on the edges of the brush, and work it into the brush by dabbing it into the cap. This is the best way to not apply too much product, I think, because by doing this, it also takes the excess product off of the brush. So then I just kind of start in the middle of my eyebrow area and then just kind of blend this through. I don't know how well this picks up on camera, but it does definitely change the tone of my brows. So again, then I will just flip it over and brush it through. And I will go all the way through my brows with this as well. Always, again, going in the direction that my hair is growing. And then just brush that up and through. Yeah, you can see how much more warm-toned this brow looks compared to this one. So then the very last thing I do with my brows is I take generally a clear brow gel. This one is from e.l.f. and it's double-sided. One's technically for your eyebrows, one's technically for your eyelashes, but I just am using them both for my eyebrows, and it holds them in place just fine. This is about $1, $3, something like that, and I'm just trying to use it up, to be honest. It's almost gone. So, but then I will just brush this through my brows, brushing everything up and holding everything in place. So that's really how I fill in my brows. Really simple. Well, not really, because I use a lot of stuff. But for me, it's really simple, really quick, really easy, especially when I'm not talking through it. I can do it in like 5 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, which is around here somewhere. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.